fact, black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower. The racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Now, this ain't racist or anything, praise the Lord, but black people got a problem and we got to deal with it. And it's a problem with God. Black people fell so far away from God that their new religion is blackness. Black people could be openly racist against white people, Chinese people. Black people are openly racist against other black people. Black people hate black people. That's why BLM is not sincere, because black lives don't even matter to black people. Have you ever heard the rhetoric of the Hebrew Israelites? And honestly, the Hebrew Israelites, their way of thinking, they're using the Bible to justify their hatred for white people. But honestly, a lot of black people think just like Hebrew Israelites, except most of them aren't using the Bible to justify it. And that's the reason why somebody like Barack Hussein Obama was no good for the country, because he pushed a lot of racism. People get in power, like Big Mama Michelle or Oprah Winfrey, who's pushing racism in the country, and they're claiming to be the anti-racist, but they're in support of the letter mafia, which part of the letter mafia is CRT, critical race theory. Critical race theory is anti-white movement, and also critical race theory is an anti-black movement. Critical race theory teaches white people that they're supreme to black people, and it teaches black people that you are inferior to white people. It's literally an insult to black people. But black people are so dumb and controlled by the word racism. That's why the Democratic left always win over the dumb black idiot people. Think about it. The Democratic Party could literally say, we're going to raise minimum wage to $25 an hour. We're going to raise gas prices to $10 a gallon. We're going to raise the price of bread to $10 a loaf of bread. And the most horrible policies that you could ever think of, the Democratic left party will come up with. We're going to take your guns away. You know, we want to protect black people. We want to defund the police. And guess how they get black people every single time? Horrible policies that the Democratic left is pushing, but they win them over by saying, well, the Republicans are racist. And that's all black people need to hear. And the dumb white people, all they got to hear is, oh, I better go along with it because I don't want to be labeled a racist. So black people vote based off of racism. White people vote because they're so afraid to be called a racist. And that's why the Democratic Party is so powerful, because they use that powerful word called racism that we shouldn't give any power to. Black people really don't like white people. I know, I go to black barbecues. I hear the rhetoric of black people all the time. Most black people are like, yeah, they don't want us to get in power. They know what we gonna do. Come on. Did you ever hear the rhetoric of the Hebrew Israelites? Did you? If not, look it up. They literally hate white people. And we got this dumb lady, Brittany Cooper, who's a college professor, who's in support of critical race theory. Some fat, black, sloppy woman, the same dumb lady that went on Oprah talking about, oh, I can't lose weight because of racism. When white women do the same diet as black women, they lose more weight. It's because her fat ass can't put down a chicken wing. And this professor, Brittany Cooper, she is a retard. Why is people still going to these liberal colleges to learn from people like her? She's a dumbass. She believes she can't lose weight because of racism. She is pushing for critical race theory, and she doesn't know anything about anything that's going on in the world. And honestly, Brittany Cooper is not that far off from how most black people think. I'm telling you, white people are so afraid of black people, so afraid. I was just with one of my cousins the other day, and there was a white lady walking by, and he was like, see, look at how she's looking at us. White people are so scared of us. They always thinking we doing something. And this white lady was minding her business, not even paying us no damn mind. All black people do is worried about what white people are doing. It was literally like some stupid viral video that was going around the internet not too long ago where it was white people staring at black people. They caught white people looking at black people, you know, and they was like, yeah, look, white people always looking at us. We can't go nowhere without white people looking at us. Most of the time, white people ain't even worried about black people. And the whole Karen thing, imagine if white people came up with LaQuisha or something like that, the same way we came up with Karen. Honestly, I don't mind Karen most of the time. Most of the time, Karen be looking out for the neighborhood. Yeah, why is these random dudes that ain't got no business here in the neighborhood looking all suspicious? Most of the time, Karen don't even be wrong. You know what I mean? Hey, the neighborhood watch is a good thing. But you know what it is? When black people go to random areas, random so-called white areas, and they just want to post up and sit in their car outside of somebody's house, and they wonder why the cops come, it's because somebody called the cops on your ass. Most of the time, the cops don't want to bother nobody. But if the cops are called, then they have to see what's going on. You don't know who called the cops. You don't know what they said to the cops. They could have said, hey, is a black man sitting out here in his car. It looked like he got a gun. It looked like he's smoking weed. And I never seen him before. And he looked like he doing some inappropriate stuff or scoping a house out or something like that. And then we wonder why a cop pull up and might ask you to get out the car. Because like I said, you don't know what was said when that person who called the cops on you, what they said to the police when they called. And it happens to white people too. Black people are such in their feelings, they think that black people are the only ones who get bothered by the police. You should hear some of the white people testimonies. Black people are the most racist people in the country. Black people could be openly racist against white people. And I got proof. I'm going to let you listen to this dumb, fat black lady, Brittany Cooper, and hear how she feel about white people. Because her way of thinking is not that far off from how a lot of black people think. Check this out.
That white people are committed to being villains in the aggregate, right? The real sort of issue here, and I've heard people sort of say it, is one, I think that white people viscerally fear. It's not that white people don't know, right, what they have done. They know. They fear that there is no other way to be human but the way in which they are human, which is to, so, like you talk to white people and whenever you really want to have a reckoning about it, they say stuff like, it's just human nature. If y'all had all of this power, you would have done the same thing, right? And it's like, no, that's what white humans did. White human beings thought there's a world here and we own it. Prior to them, black and brown people have been sailing across oceans, interacting with each other for centuries without total subjugation, domination, and colonialism. I do think that all of us can sort of agree that a politics that says like there are superior and inferior human beings just isn't the way to go. And that's the thing that white people don't trust us to do because they are so corrupt. Their thinking is so morally and spiritually bankrupt about power.
Somebody, please pray for black people, because black people are full of hatred. Hatred for God. Now, a lot of black people talk about this all the time, about how the white race is declining. White people, just like Jesse Lee Peterson say, y'all need to start making some more white babies, because we don't want this country to be taken over by the blacks, because once the blacks take it over, it's going to be completely destroyed. What country is ran by majority black people that anybody want to live? Maybe if you just go to the tourist location. But for the most part, most of these inner cities and hoods is majority black people, and they killing each other left and right, and they blaming white people for it. BLM is an anti-black movement. Don't say I'm not pro-black because you support abortion, which affects the majority black people, black women. The white liberal power structure that claim they care about you are the people that's promoting abortion for black people. The straight white Christian conservative man is anti-abortion and fight for black women to keep their babies, and they're considered the racist white supremacists. The Christian conservative man want black people to build businesses, want black people to thrive in this country and do well for themselves and strive for the American dream. Meanwhile, the white liberal people are saying, don't worry, we'll take care of you. Come get welfare. You don't need no father. Put your baby dad on child support. We'll give you a nice, clean Section 8 house. Have as many babies as you want. It's ridiculous. And y'all trust these white liberals? White liberals hate black people. These white people from the letter mafia group, the LGBTQ, who use black people to benefit for their own rights. Critical race theory is an anti-black movement, and we support this crap, right? Brittany Cooper is a dumbass black lady, and she's not far off from how a lot of black people think. I hear it all the time. I know what it's like to be black. And growing up black, we're actually taught and trained to hate white people. Growing up black, we're trained not to trust the police, to hate the police, disrespect the police. And our culture of dumb blackness, we're trained not to cooperate with the police. We're trained, oh, the cop shouldn't do this, the cop shouldn't do that. But we don't teach our kids not to comply with the police. Comply. Do what you need to do to get through the situation. If they violate your rights, we'll beat them in court. We're trained to hate everything about America as black people. We're trained to hate the Constitution. We're trained to hate the laws. Oh, you don't know your history. Police was only started because they freed the slaves, and that's why police was started. That's a dumb, ignorant excuse that black people love to use. They got policing all around the country. I hate to break it to you, dumb black people, but guess what? Slavery took place all around the world, and the number one participants of it was actually people of African descent. Black people love to brag about how we was God original people, God first man. Then do your research, read a little bit of the Bible. Black people, we the kings and queens of slavery. We the kings and queens of oppression. We oppress black people. We oppress white people. We actually had more Caucasian slaves in Northern Africa in the 18th century than America did. So, name one thing I said that wasn't true about black people. Name one thing I said that wasn't true about weak-ass white people. Anyway, I would love to know your thoughts on this, because I know I sparked the fire. All right. Anyway, my name is Nate Savage. This is Savage 5050. Hey, I'm going to get back at y'all. Peace.